don't know what happened there. I went all misty. I don't know if you've seen my project, but this is the project that we just made. This is with the Brie Merrin collection and some tattered lace. Sorry about that if you missed what was going on. I just sort of noticed, really. Sorry. Okay, so next project that I would love to show you today is we can do something a bit different. I'm going to do junk journals. Hi, Kathy. Hi, everyone. Sorry, I know I just dropped off there, didn't I? I don't know if it's the internet. I don't know what's happening. But I thought I better come straight back on and do my next project. Now, like I said before, I have got my own YouTube channel now. So if you'd like to subscribe, I'd be really, really blessed. So it's a great way of just mixing in things. So we are going to do a little bit of some crafting now. Again, crafting is what I do best. Okay, hi Paul, hi Sue. Sorry about everyone losing me for a minute. I don't know what that was all about. But I'm going to turn you around again in just a second so you can see my hands. Oh, it's telling me off. It's telling me not to rotate. Why is it doing that? I don't know. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some junk journaling. Junk journaling was one of the collections that we brought to you at Create and Craft with Tattered Lace this year. Absolute brilliant collection. If you love that sort of shabby chic feel, just that. Hi Lynn, hi Julie. Hope you're all really well. Absolutely stunning. So we're going to do some ink work. I've also cut some die cuts as well. Now, what's beautiful about this is the papers you get on the USB. Now look at them. How fabulous are they? And this detail of the tag is part of the junk journal collection as well as the script die. Oh, it's so beautiful. And I've got multiple other layers as well from that collection. But first things first, I've done some inking, some ombre inking. So I've got greeny yellow at the bottom. So basically pop that down onto your mat and then just pick it up and dry the layers off as you go. Really, really simple. So now I'm going to turn you around, everyone, so you can see what I'm doing, hopefully. There we go, back there. So I've done my random sort of ink work already. So now I'm going to start building up some layers. So I'm going to take a piece of the same background paper that's from the collection and I'm just going to rip it. If you rip it towards, you always get that beautiful white line through it. It just gives you so much more dimension. So again, don't be too fussy with it. Don't overanalyze it, just go for it. Try not to look like shark bites, you know, try and do long sort of cuts if you like. So now I'm going to start layering onto my project. So I'm just going to add a little bit of random glue, like so. Then what I'm going to do is make sure I've got a ripped edge and I'm just going to take that off like so. The rest I can just cut because I'll cut that off in just a second. Again, making sure I've got that ripped edge just on the edges. Absolutely beautiful. This is quite a modern sort of vintage style, if you like, so it's not really traditional vintage, if you like. So we're just going to let that stick down for a minute. Then I'm going to take some additional layers and I'll just add a bit of wet glue to my mat, pick it up and I'm going to tuck some bits in. So this will be quite random because what it will do is create multiple layers. It doesn't have to go the right way. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. So it just gives you different dimensions. So again, I'm going to take my next one. Can you see okay, everyone? Just lift this up. Now you can do this kind of project with any style of crafting. So I'm just going to place that to the side and I don't want this completely stuck down because what I'm going to do after is I'm going to start picking up some of those layers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this fabulous die cut that I've already die cut beautifully. I'm going to rip it in half and we are just going to use that as another multiple layer within that, but it's having that beautiful texture on the outside. Again, this time what I'm going to do is rip again the opposing way and I'm going to tuck this behind here and I'm going to slightly exaggerate it down to the side just so it fits perfectly onto the middle. While that's all drying, I'm just going to pop that to a side and we can start using our tag that comes as well with this collection. So mix and matching, let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of pink Himi. I'm also going to add a little flick of green. These are watercolour soluble oil crayon. Well, they're not oil, they're water crayons, but they are brilliant. You will love using them. Then I'm just going to squitz over the top. And what you can do is you can use a brush to blend it out a bit more if you don't want it as heavy as that. Then what I'm going to do is go straight in on there, see that? Straight in again. Now I haven't cleaned my mat at all, so you can see on there you've got plenty of the ink that I was using before. I'm just going to quickly plug in my ink gun. I really should have done that before, but there we go. So now I'm just going to dry off some of that colour that we've got on there. And then go back in. As soon as it's almost sort of touch dry, it's not dripping, go back in. Don't worry about if you get spots as well. If you get spots, you can blend them out. Go back in. There we go. Now the beauty of the Himi crayons means that you can use them as well to smudge. So now I'm just going to pick up some of that detail. There we go, a bit of water on there. And then I'm just going to blend that out a bit, just using my fingertip. Can you see that? Just pop a little bit more on there, blend that in with that. And then look, you can get them beautiful smudges. I'm also just going to do a bit of random. So it's not all the areas, just a little bit, but make sure you've got balance, because otherwise it will look a bit wonky. Okay, so that's that position ready to go, and I'll just pop that to a side. So now let's come back to our main focal point of our card. So we've got all these wonderful layers, all this detail going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my Rare Earth Misty Rose. Absolutely beautiful. I go straight from. Now this is quite an old one, so you know, if you've got maybe a newer one, you might have to use it a few times before you can use it as beautifully from the straight from ink pad. I'm just going to go around the edges, and I'm just doing a little bit over them die cuts, and I'll show you why in just a second. Because what we're going to do is we're going to start trimming this down. So always trim from the back, because otherwise if you trim from the front, when you turn it over, you'll find that there'll be excess. So again, I'm just going to trim them pieces from the back to neaten it all up. Don't worry about the back of your card as well, because you can always put a piece of card on top of there. So let's pop that. Hopefully you can all still see what I'm doing, I hope. Let's have a look, where am I? Over there. Okay, so I'm just going to pick up some of these. Now this is why we didn't glue them edges, because now I can pick them up and crumple them. I do like doing this. It just gives such dimension. I'm just picking it up, giving it a little crumple. Really easy. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can roll edges as well, just to show that colour underneath. Exactly the same. Just roll it or crumple it. So again, picking up them layers. Just making it look more 3D, more distressed. There we go. Right, let's have a look where we are with this. Yep, I'm liking that. So now I'm going to take my tag and I'm just going to sort of randomly tuck it in. I might even go that way. Let's have a look. No, I'm going to go that way. And also what I've got is a piece of plain cardstock that I haven't put anything on. Again, I'm just going to do a little bit of random inking around the edge to make it a little bit more vintage, like so. And then I'm just going to add some more decorative layers as well. So now I'm going to take my spun sugar, go straight onto my mat. I hope you can all see, am I moving away too much? Spun sugar, And then I'm just going to go straight on with that, like so. You see that? And I'm just going to change my blender for the Victorian Velvet. Just opposing edges, like so. Again, move that. Sorry, I do get in a real mucky muck, don't I? So now on this layer, I'm going to start 3D in this in a minute, but I've taken this beautiful script and I'm going to trim it down. And can you see how the layers do that? It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. So I'll pop that to a side and I'm just going to use some 3D glue gel just to lift this layer up. Yes! It's all right, my son's calling me, everyone. I'll lift you up so you can see me. Hiya! No, he's gone. He's gone? He's gone? Right, okay. Yes, Sydney! Oh, right, hold on. I'll be in a minute. Right, these are the joys from trying to work from home, aren't they? Okay, so, oh, there we go. So now on this project, here we go. I'm going to add that 3D glue gel and then I'm going to go over the top. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly exaggerate that layer. So just pop it at a bit of a skew whiff, like so. I'm going to pop a little bit of wet glue on here. I'm going to pick up that script die that I've already trimmed down, layer over the top. Again, another layer just down the bottom. And there we go. So now I could add a sentiment to this. I've got many over here that I'm going to add. You can add in whatever you prefer. But I wanted just to show you the quick technique of multiple layering and using the beautiful colours and dyes. I hope you've enjoyed my Facebook. Oh, I'm glad mine are grown up. They just get things on their own. I know, isn't it annoying? I know. So I will be back in 2 minutes, friends. So, and what we'll do is we'll start putting some stamping on here, but I just quickly got to help my little Sydney and I'll be back in a second.